Good morning. Hello. Can we get a couple thumbs up that audio is working? You can hear us? You beautiful inCruises people. Morning, morning. Yes, good. So, hey, welcome to the August edition of the Insider Advantage. I want to give a special thanks to our translators. We will try and keep a moderate pace so that we don't drive you crazy and miss important pieces of information. Tati, take note. I think it's me that talks fast anyway. So I love to see all the different countries joining us this morning. To name a few: Argentina, Brazil, Mongolia, Peru, Florida, my home state, Philippines, Italy, UK, other places in the USA, Japan, Chile, Spain, Kazakhstan, Colombia, you name it, we're all here. It's truly a joy to be part of a global organization. Today we're going to talk about some important cruise line updates and then spend a fair amount of time talking about some in-stays, right? We haven't given a lot of focus to in-stays so far, and with what's happening with infusion, we figured this is a good point to highlight some of what's happening and what's going to happen with it. So, Tati, I'll let you go ahead and kick it off with a cruise.
Thank you. Yes, so exciting. I see everybody's waving and writing where they are from, and we are so excited. I cannot believe it's been a month. I feel like we had our previous Insider Advantage webinar just a few days ago, but it's almost the end of the summer. In some countries, it means you get into fall, you get into winter, but it's still super exciting because now is the best time to plan your winter cruises. If you want to go to the Caribbean, if you want to go to South America, if you're planning to go to Dubai, Red Sea, United Arab Emirates, so many options. And while you're cruising, you can go to any destination in the world. You can see it all, and it doesn't matter if it is fall or summer or winter, because they're great opportunities to see amazing places and do fun things. Or maybe you want to plan your next summer vacation. There are so many options. And today I want to start with some amazing news for a lot of our members. I know that you have been waiting for it for a long time. And if you remember, last month we had some news that CDC put down the restrictions on vaccinations. But we told you that it doesn't mean that you don't need to be vaccinated on board cruises. So today, I would like to start with some very important and very exciting announcement that some of the crew, including Oceania, can still hear me, and Regent, restrictions of COVID-19. Now, I want you to be very careful and pay very close attention. Guys, please let me know if you can hear me now, because I know that I disappeared for a second, but I think it is working.
Well, at least I hear you.
You hear me, perfect.
Yeah.
So I want you to be very careful and listen very carefully. Starting September, for some cruise lines, for Norwegian, Oceania, and Regent, it is September 3rd. For Princess, Holland America, Seabourn, and Carnival, it is September 6th. These companies will lift their restriction on vaccination mandates. These cruises do not require you to be vaccinated on board the ship to cruise for cruises less than 16 days. What does it mean for us? That means that people who are vaccinated, if you're vaccinated, All you need to do is provide the evidence of your vaccination. If you're not vaccinated, you need to present the result of a negative COVID test taken before embarkation. Once again, and I said earlier, these are requirements of the cruise lines for you to be on board the ship. Now, that means that local regulations of the countries where the cruise is going and where the cruise is starting from can have different requirements. I want you to be very, very careful with this, because the cruise from Miami to the Caribbean will have different restrictions than cruise in the Mediterranean from Greece. Also, different cruise lines have different restrictions on the age, duration of the cruise, and location of the cruise. Once again, they have different requirements for the age, they have different requirements for kids, different requirements for duration of the cruise, can be 14, 16 days, and the location of the cruise, whether it's a cruise in the Caribbean or in the Mediterranean. I hope our translators have time to translate this. So we highly recommend you to double check all the requirements and restrictions by the cruise line and by the country of destination. We have actually prepared an article for you that will be posted on Cruise Spotlight, and it will have links to all of these cruise lines' websites, to their official websites, where you can double, triple check the requirements that they have. Okay? Once again, if you're cruising on a Norwegian ship going out of Barcelona in the Mediterranean, please go to the Norwegian website, click on their COVID restrictions and protocols, and double, triple check what are you required to have to be on board the ship, to go to Spain, and to go to all the ports that this ship is visiting. But again, this is amazing news for those who are not vaccinated, for those who are vaccinated, and it is a huge step for the entire industry. And we are so excited. And I know that you guys are so happy about this too. Now, what does it mean for us? From the industry perspective, this update is a step to get back to pre-pandemic numbers. Some of the cruise lines have already reported that it is a strong rebound in occupancy. That means that they are selling more cabins, that more people are cruising, and that the availability is going down. As you can see on the slide, Carnival Cruise Line says their booking activity on August 15 nearly doubled. Can you imagine? Doubled the same day in 2019. Norwegian Cruise Line said that this quarter set a new record for total advance ticket sales. We read that ships are now sailing 100% occupancy. So from the industry point of view, these are great news because more people can cruise. But I recommend you to plan your cruises in advance, because ships can get sold out, because itineraries can get sold out, and that prices can go up. So plan your cruise in advance, research all the COVID restrictions so you can have a safe and beautiful cruise. Industry is getting back, and more ships are coming to sail. Now, you watched a couple of videos before we started this presentation, but I wanted to show you a few more of incredible ships that will start sailing in 2022. If you remember, last month we had Calvin Rodriguez. He talked about Carnival Celebration. He showed us all the insides of the ship. He showed us the venues. He showed us the cabins and restaurants. Carnival Celebration is about to start sailing in November 2022. If you missed that presentation, we have it saved in the trainings on our website, or we have it on our YouTube page. So if you love Carnival, if you're excited to go on a Carnival cruise, go back, watch his presentation, because he did an amazing job showing us Carnival Celebration. Today I want to show you a few more cruises that will start sailing this year. How exciting is this video? So let me present to you MSC World Europa. This is going to be a new class of MSC ships, the largest MSC cruises that ever been built. MSC World Europa will start sailing in Dubai at the end of this year in December. But before that, they will have an inaugural cruise in Europe, and some representatives of inCruises, including myself and Steve, will have an opportunity to visit the ship and show you the real cruise. Now, what you saw right now was a rendering. It was a digital reality, how the ship is going to look like, because it is still in the shipyard. But we will be able to show you the real cruise, all the beautiful restaurants, all the beautiful venues, all the beautiful rooms. And I'm sure this is such an incredible opportunity to see this ship. I know that a lot of you have already booked MSC World Europa. I even have friends who will be cruising in Dubai on this beautiful ship, but how exciting is that? Another cruise that I wanted to tell you about is this Seabourn Venture. Actually, one of the videos at the beginning of the presentation was about this ship. And Seabourn is more a luxury expedition ship. It is very small. She only has 132 cabins. All of them are verandas. All of them are suites. And on board this class of ships, you will have zodiacs, you will have kayaks, you will have 2 submarines to go and explore. And on Seabourn, you typically do expedition cruises. So you will go to Canadian Arctic, so you can go to Africa, or you can go to South America or Antarctica and do these really luxurious expedition kind of cruises. So Seabourn will have their new ship, Seabourn Venture, and she is starting cruising this year as well. Another MSC cruise is coming out this year, MSC Seascape. She will have her inaugural cruise in New York, and then after that, she will start doing her cruises in the Caribbean. You see this picture on the bottom right. And Seascape is going to be MSC Seashore sister ship. Some of you may have already cruised. I have been on that ship and it was absolutely spectacular. It is a very big ship with a lot of amenities, with beautiful pools. They will have your restaurants, your entertainment. They also have a yacht club if you would like to stay in the suites. And it will have about 5,800 passengers, so a lot of things to do, a lot of ways to entertain yourself, and she will be cruising in the Caribbean. And the last ship that is coming out this year in 2020, how crazy is this? We only have, September, October, November, December, 4 whole months and 4 ships coming out. Norwegian Prima is the newest Norwegian ship, and I want to show you this video as well.
Aboard Norwegian Prima, where you can zoom around the only 3-level racetrack at sea and feel the rush of the fastest slides on the open ocean. Go from riding waves and finding the perfect laid-back vibes to getting in on the action and exploring virtual worlds. Then catch show-stopping headliners in the only venue at sea that transforms from a 3-story theater to a spectacular Vegas-style nightclub. Be the first to discover experiences beyond expectation. Norwegian Prima, coming summer 2022.
Norwegian Prima is the newest ship from Norwegian Cruise Line. She is already built, and we will have Steve, I'm pretty sure he will mention that as well, Frank and Hutch are actually going to see this ship on their inaugural christening cruise this week. So we will be able to be the first ones to see everything about this ship. And what I'm very excited about is that the godmother of this ship is Katy Perry. So she's going to be there as well. And I really hope Steve FaceTimes us and shows her performance or how he dances with Katy Perry on board Norwegian Prima. I'm sure he will mention that as well. So these are all brand new, ultra luxurious, amazing ships that are coming out this year. So if you always wanted to try to be the first ones on the newest ship, now is the good time to look into this and book your cruise. And then next year in 2023, we have even more ships coming out. I'm not going to stop and talk about these so much, but just look at this. Oceania Vista, Seabourn Pursuit, Carnival Jubilee, Princess Sphere Class, MSC Arabia, Regent Seven Seas Granger, Norwegian Viva. The fleet is growing and growing and growing and gives us more and more incredible opportunities to cruise. So I am so excited, and I know that you being a part of inCruises family, just have so many options and opportunities to cruise the world, to see the world, and explore these new beautiful ships. So I'm very excited. Please, if you have any questions, write them in the chat. At the end of this presentation, we will have time to discuss and answer these questions. And now, Steve, to you, he will tell us more about our in-stays program. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Let me see. Oh, perfect.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Tati. Great job. The videos always get everybody excited, including myself. And as many cruises I've been on, it still just kind of gives you the chills to see these beautiful new products coming out. I am extremely blessed and honored to attend the inaugural of christening ceremony of the Norwegian Prima in Reykjavik with Katy Perry. Yes, I'm not sure I'll get the opportunity to dance, but if it presents itself, I will not turn that down. No way, no how. Anyway, before we dive into the in-stays infusion, I did want to mention something. We don't have a slide here about it, but the name change that we've gone through here at inCruises. We have changed our corporate entity, right? This is mostly about legal and contractual interactions, but we've changed to in-group international. Nothing else has really changed as far as our fiscal entity. We're still headquartered in Puerto Rico, and we still have the same CLIA registration. We still have same contracts with many of our suppliers and payment providers. We just felt that the name in-group better aligns with our corporate vision and corporate strategy on where we're going. We started with inCruises, and inCruises still is a domain, and this is a trade name that we will continue to use amongst partners and members. Again, inCruises is not going away. It's just a corporate name change. We also have in-stays domain, and there are other in products that we're going to be introducing along the way to in-group. So this is what's behind the name. I think it's important just to know the background behind it, why we're doing this. But for the most part, everybody's email address is still saying at incruises.com for you partners. All the website that you're using as your back office is incruises.com. We just have a corporate name change. Okay, so as most of you probably know, at least to the partners that are on the call, and hopefully this has made its way. This change has made its way to our membership. in-stays has had an infusion. What does this mean? This infusion is we intentionally started with about 4,000 to 5,000 hotels and resorts. Anytime you do a new product launch, it's probably better to start with a little small and find out, where you have gaps, where you have challenges, before you open the spigot, turn on the faucet, if you will, and bring in more properties. So, as of the beginning of last week, this was August the 15th, we turned on another at least 150,000 worldwide hotels. So we currently had, up until this point, 4,000. Now we have over 150,000. The slide says nearly, but I can tell you it's over 150,000 worldwide resorts. And it's now available for booking on our site. And we're going to talk more about that. We also introduced, if you think 150,000 properties or hotels and resorts was good news, now we're introducing a price match guarantee. What does price match guarantee mean? It means that you can book in stays with confidence that we will offer at least the best price across public websites. There might be a couple small changes or differences in currencies that you see, but the inCruises in stays price match guarantee, forgive me, club members will always win. Quite simply, if you find a lower price on another public website, public means available for anybody. You don't have to be in a club, or you don't have to have a membership or a special credit card or something like that. Just any website you could go on, like booking.com could be one. If you find a lower price there and you create a ticket for our support team with the proof, screenshot of these lower prices, we will match that price and give you the difference in reward points. Again, if you find a lower price within 72 hours, report that to us with the proper proof. We will match that price for you by giving you a refund of reward points. I think that's amazing news. I'm assuming, can I get a couple thumbs up for what we've done with 150,000 hotels and a price match guarantee? Well, you might be saying, can we do a price match guarantee with cruises? Great idea. We're working on that. Stay tuned. So I want to spend a little time diving into what we have currently. And in a few minutes, I'm going to go live in the website and give you my perspective. Obviously, I was key in designing some of the flow with our tech team. So just some key navigation points to maybe help your journey in finding your resort or hotel that you want to stay in a little easier. First, I'd like to say 150,000 hotels or resorts is just the beginning. I have in the works already multiple providers. All of our hotels are currently coming from one source, one provider. I will add another provider, which could nearly double the amount of hotels and resorts that will be available to our inCruises members. And then I have a third provider that's coming on. That's a smaller one, but they have some key hotels in some key destinations that we may be missing from our other providers. So it's just going to keep growing. When you have over 300,000 to 350,000 hotels and resorts to choose from in the first few months of launching InStays, I say that we're going to the next level. So the way I just got a couple screenshots here that I'm sharing on the slides. Those of you that have gone in and searched for hotels have seen this. We use a tile format, so you can see that there are 11 different tiles here. These represent our most popular destinations booked. These 11 cities on here. So you can actually click on one of these tiles. For example, if I were to click on Istanbul, I'm going to, it's a search that brings in all of the hotels that are currently available with a default range, a date range in Istanbul. And you can see, let me get my marker here, bear with me. You can see right here, 904 results in Istanbul. Let me just say, prior to August 15th, we got around 70 results from Istanbul. It's one of the top cities that are booked, and it's one of the richest cities in terms of the number of choices that you have to stay there. Another predefined hotel search that we did was, let me just change the slide. Dubai, right? We have lots of people going to Dubai because we have lots of members that are booking the Dubai cruises on both MSC and Costa. And you can see we have 446 different hotels that return from Dubai. Now, this number can change from day to day and different search times within the day. Again, this number is dynamic. It's based on the date that you put in, if the hotel's already sold out on that date, if there is inventory that can be sold on that date. So you won't see these exact numbers, but I'm just giving you an idea of some of the volume of hotels and resorts that are now available. And it's not only about the number of properties. When we add new providers that I mentioned coming soon, we are expanding also the cities, the destinations that we're able to provide properties in. So I don't have a specific fact sheet on what cities we're adding, but it's a good thing to present as we go through these insider advantages, is giving you some information about new destinations that are now available through in-stays, just like we do in introducing new ships and new itineraries in cruise. So we will follow up with some of that important information. Last one here was a New York area, and I wanted to highlight something here so you can see up here. When we press that tile for New York, it did a predefined search in New York. We have 18 resulting properties, but why only 18? You think New York has probably got hundreds. Well, because we also have a hotel name search. So you can put in a keyword. Once you've gotten the city results, you can put in a keyword with some portion of the hotel name in it, and it will bring you just those hotels. So if you're looking for a specific chain, or you're looking for a specific individual property, hotel, you can start typing that name, and it will bring it to you in the screen. Again, first you have to, in order for the hotel name search to work, you need to narrow down to a specific city for the hotels. And then hotels, you can put in a keyword, and you will bring those specific hotels that contain that keyword. Great tools, and we have more coming. So, Erie, I guess, I'm not sure if you can give me the control to go into in-stays. Share my screen. I can do that right here, maybe? Yeah, okay. Can I get a few thumbs up, or Tati, or somebody can let me know if you're seeing the in-stays search screen? Okay, good. Some thumbs up. Great. Let me go back to the screen. So, again, if you've been in the search, you've seen this homepage before. Here we can search by cities. You cannot search by an entire country. Our search mechanism doesn't do that. So you'll have to narrow it down to a city or region within the country. So to give you the best example, if I try and search Dominican Republic, got to spell it first, right? Thanks. Dominican Republic. See, we're not getting any search. if I go to Punta Cana, I can search Punta Cana, right? I'm going to pick something that's a little further out to perhaps give us some better results, right? So let's say March 10 through March 15. So once you get that, you narrow down from the country to a city or region, then we can see what we have. So we have 19 results for the dates in March of 2023 that I found in here. And again, to show how I can use that filter, Dreams. See, now I can see which Dreams resort, all-inclusive resort, is available there. Let me go back to another destination. So let's say Las Vegas. Nevada, United States. And I put in, the default is 30 days out, right? So we're in August 24th. So 30 days out is September 23rd, and it's a 3-night stay. That's just 3 nights is the most common, by the way. If we look at all the bookings that we've made and in stays so far, 3 nights is the average length of stay. But we can see we have 96 results in Vegas. And if I want to find a specific hotel, let's say the Cosmopolitan, oh, here it is, right? So this is a great tool to be able to use. If you want to look for a specific hotel and you know some of the word that's in the property name, you can search by keyword. All right, I want to show some other features here. So let's go to Barcelona, Spain. The default, we have some sorting options. So the default sorting option, unless you change it once you have results, is the highest stars, right? We use a star rating for hotel properties. 5 being the highest, low being the 1 star being the lowest. So the default search is in the highest stars. We also, if you wanted to go lowest stars, you could do that. See, it changes our search result set to everything with 1 star, and then secondly, puts it in alphabetical order. We can also go by hotel name, A to Z, right? Alpha or reverse alpha from Z to A, right? It looks like in Barcelona, the last hotel, we've got some in here, see? We can also search by highest price. So there's been, I specifically wanted to show this highest price search. So if you ever wanted to see where there might be some of these crazy rates, we've had some tickets be created about rates that just seem impossible. And here's one of them. This hotel, the Nouvelle, in Barcelona, is saying it's $1,011 USD per night. For those of you in Europe, the USD and the euro are almost the same right now. I think the USD is actually a little higher than the euro. But who's paying $1,000 a night for a 3-star hotel in Barcelona? No way, not happening. So why do we see it like this? There are a lot of reasons through a provider, right? So sometimes the hotels can't figure out how to stop their property for showing. So they put really high rates in that will stop people from booking it. If you see something like this and it's just unbelievably high, I don't think you'll see unbelievably low. You might, but they'll probably be lower priced or lower star hotels. You can create a ticket in support and have them go to the provider and try and get this fixed. But I wouldn't try and book this, and it's probably going to take a couple days to get it fixed through our provider. So, I mean, when you have 338 results, certainly you can find another suitable hotel that'll be in there. Also, the highest, and when you sort from the highest price, you're likely going to see the highest star ratings up here. The Mandarin Oriental, right? For those of you that know the Mandarin properties, fantastic. This is a real price, $759 a night, and a hotel like the Mandarin. The One Barcelona, again, 5-star hotel. Another 1-star hotel for $520. This might be an apartment. That's why it's listed at that, because it can sleep a lot of people. So it's really, I mean, and you can filter that by putting how many adults and how many children. By the way, children, we're going to be changing this in the next update. Children, for the most part, are age 17 and under, right? So we say 2 to 11, but this is going to be changing because most hotels, there are a few that have restrictions, count children as 17 and under when it comes to rates for children. Okay, so let's go into, let me find something that's more middle of the road hotel. I'm going to go to the Intercontinental Barcelona. So here, what you're seeing, if hopefully you can see my mouse, we're at $327 per night on average. Because I did a 3-night stay, the total stay is going to be $981. View hotel details. So first thing you see is a gallery of pictures, right? And if you want to see all the photos, you can just click on that, and then you can scroll through the photos. I always find it interesting. We're not choosing these photos, by the way. We count on these photos that come from a provider. But for a hotel, I always find it interesting. They don't show the rooms. I mean, it's just kind of strange. I guess Intercontinental tends to be a lot of business hotel, and so they're showing some of their dining and meeting facilities in here. But then we have a description of the hotels. We have some contact details, phone numbers for the hotel. And then we get into rooms, right? So there's room types, 2 twin classic room, 1 king bed room, 1 king classic castle view. These are all what we call room types. And then within room types, here's the room type, 2 twin classic, we have rate plans, rate programs. So room only. This means you are not getting any meals or any extras with the room. You are getting strictly the sleeping room. Compared to bed and breakfast. So this means that you have breakfast included with your stay. So each night that you stay, you have breakfast the next morning included. Half board. Half board typically means 2 meals out of 3. It's not exactly half, but this is the way the hotel industry calls it. Half board means your room will include a meal for breakfast and a meal for dinner. You can see, you can do the math, right? You got $327 per night for a room only. You've got $409 a night for bed and breakfast. So you're paying right around $80 for 2 for breakfast, right? Because this is based on 2 people sharing the room, and you get 2 breakfasts, $40. That's pretty average for a hotel like Intercontinental to include breakfast. But a lot of them are big buffets, all you can eat, sometimes drinks included. But it's important to distinguish between types of rooms. And if you see the bedding listed within the room type, the name of the room type, that is the bedding that you're going to get, right? So here, you're guaranteed twin beds in this room if you book this type of room. Here, just the classic room, you're not guaranteed. You could have a single bed, like a king or a queen, or you could have twin beds, 2 separate beds. And in this one, king bed. So the actual bedding is included in the room type name. Then you know you're guaranteed that type of bedding, right? And you can see lots of different room types. This one has a king bed, but it also has a sofa bed in it, right? For 3rd and 4th guests sharing the same room. Here you've got, again, the room only. You've got bed and breakfast. That means your room and your breakfast and half board is 2 meals. Right? Then you get room types that have different views, right? And this gets, when you get into resorts, this becomes more important. Do you want ocean view? Do you want garden view? Do you want a city view? If there's no view listed, then there's no guarantee of what you're going to get in a view. I will say, after you've booked your room, I wouldn't do it within 5 minutes, but let's say next day, something like that, next 2 days. If you wanted to guarantee something specific or make a request, you can contact the hotel directly. And they should be able to look you up by your name, the lead guest name, and then access that reservation. And then if you wanted to request double beds or a king bed or you wanted to request a baby cot, you can make those requests directly with the hotel. They may not guarantee it, but they can at least make those requests for you. That is probably going to save you time and give you more control than creating a ticket to our support team, because that's all they're going to do is go to the hotel and try and make these types of requests. We can't guarantee them. The only thing we're guaranteeing is what you see in the room type here, right? For 2 people that I've looked up. Right? So when you want to, you can change search parameters right in here. Maybe you want to look at different dates to see if the rates are any different in here. Or if I want to pick a room, let's say I'm going to take the lounge access, right? So some hotels have lounges that are open that have free drinks and free food in there. So that's what this lounge access would mean. I'm going to take it for bed and breakfast. And then we get a trip summary of what we're booking on this side over here, right? So the selected room is a king classic lounge access, 2 adults. Check in September 23rd, check out September 26th. Total price $1,549 for 3 nights. I haven't selected to use any reward points yet on here. But in this particular hotel, I can use 250 reward points towards the price of that. On average, we're seeing reward points, approaching 20% of the total price of the stay. Because remember, these are calculated amounts for inn stays. It's different than what we're doing on cruises. And then it's as simple as picking how many points you want to put in. Making sure you got the right name, the lead passenger or lead guest in the hotel, email address, phone number, defaults based on my membership profile, right? And then proceed to booking. So it's that simple. It's not a lot less screens typically than what we're getting in the cruise. And we have some notations here. I'm not going to proceed with the booking because I'm not going to Barcelona next month on it. So, hopefully this is giving a little bit of information on how to navigate our in-stays booking on. So one important thing that I haven't mentioned so far, but we will get, let me go back and just, let's see, I'll pick Miami, that we're working on is putting a search parameter in here that will give you, the highest usage of reward points. So if you want to look for those, you want to see hotels in a top-down, if you want to see hotels in a top-down order of where the highest usage of reward points are, then this will be a selection that we're working on the coding for it. that we will have soon. I will say that it's pretty much going to follow the price of the hotel because there is a percentage of reward points that can be used for the hotel stay on there for the most part, right? So anyway, let me stop sharing here. Hopefully that was some useful information. We will continue to infuse some tips and information about our in-stay properties, resorts, new cities, new destinations, maybe new chains that come on. So I want to talk a little bit about, there's a lot of different chains. People who stay in hotels many times tend to gravitate or they tend to choose, they tend to prefer a specific change, right? So here are some of the leading ones that we just picked out. For example, NH hotels. You may ask, what is NH? NH is one of the top 25 chains in the world, right? They have 3 different brands underneath them currently. They have the NH Collection, they're basically capital cities. The NH Collection that are capital cities in Europe and in Latin America. There's NH hotels. These are typically just on the outskirts of the city, not necessarily city center, but in 29 different countries around the world, 3- and 4-star hotels. And then there's what we call the NHOW, N-H-O-W, NHOW hotels. This is a much smaller group. They're luxury, they're contemporary in design. Every single hotel is unique in their design. And they're only in Milan, in Berlin, and Rotterdam. Those are the only 3 cities. I think they're growing, but this is where they're starting with it. Radisson Hotels, right? Radisson Group is 12 different brands. Many of you probably know them. There's over 1,600 hotels around the world. Best Western here. There's 18 distinct brands under Best Western Hotels and Resorts. They're in 100 different countries around the world. Hilton, many people have heard of Hilton. They're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, 6,800 properties in 18 different brands. Everything from a Waldorf Astoria Hilton Hotel to the Conrad by Hilton, all the way down to the economy brands of Hampton Inns and True Blue by Hilton. Hyatt, the world of Hyatt. So interesting about Hyatt, this was started by a family. The family is the Pritzker family. They bought their first motel. Motel is those small buildings that you drive up and you park in front of the door and you go into your room. Your door opens to the outside, right? This old style of hotel. They've grown to almost 1,200 properties. They're in 70 different countries. They have they've partnered with Playa Resorts to introduce the Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zalara, which we will have soon. Those are fantastic resorts, mostly in Mexico and in Dominican Republic. But interesting note about the Pritzker family, they were one of the original investors in Royal Caribbean Cruise Line and still today have a very close partnership in a lot of the design of the world of Hyatt hotels. And if you've been on Royal Caribbean Cruise, and we hope to be on Royal Caribbean Cruise again soon, and you've been in the Hyatt Hotel, you will no doubt see some consistencies between the contemporary design of accommodations in a ship and accommodations in the Hyatt Hotel. We have also some resorts. AMR is one of the biggest all-inclusive resort brands. They have brands such as Zoetry, Secrets, Dreams, Sunscape. There's 7 unique brands here. They are in Mexico, Caribbean, Central America, and some even in Europe. These brands match different lifestyles, and they really provide an all-inclusive, luxurious experience. All-inclusive luxury. Sounds pretty good. This is a unique brand, the small luxury of hotels. These are really independent, unique types of stay, but they have a brand that ties them together mostly for marketing and economies of scale, right? Acquisitions, real estate, that type of stuff. 520 hotels, that's it. 90 countries, though. They're not a chain. They're a collection of independent hotels. 50 room size in average. And even some fisherman huts, woodland tree houses, alpine chalets, dude ranches. These are the type of experiences that you could potentially expect from small luxury hotels. Phew. Translators, I hope I did okay for you. If I was too fast, I apologize. So look, team, inCruises members and partners, I hope this was educational for you on the inCruises and in stays. I mean, Tati talked about some great news. And just to give you some thoughts on that vaccine and no vaccine, right? We're seeing some of the biggest brands, the Royal Caribbean Group, the MSC as an independent family group, NCL, Carnival, all these big groups, they're all dropping vaccines. MSC hasn't done it yet, but I do think it's coming. We're seeing that across the globe, we're starting to be able to live with this virus as it should be, and testing is probably a better way of keeping people who might be infected off of getting on the ship and embarkation than having a vaccine. So it makes complete sense to me and to many people and to scientists around the world that vaccines are really not needed as a preventative from catching the virus. It's really about if you catch it, taking care of yourself and not being around others, right? Like any cold or flu, right? On it. So it's all good news. I have another call that I have to jump to, so I'm going to have to cut this short. We will take, we have a group of people that are taking all the questions and notes. For example, can we make these videos available? I don't know if Jonathan and Nesta's here. But Jonathan, we need to figure out where we can put these videos, make them available to you. If they're available to us, they're available to you. So we'll come back to you, probably put something in the Cruise Spotlight with answers to your questions. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to see you and speak to you again. I appreciate your attention. Around the globe, it's late for some of you and early for others. So have a great rest of the week. And look for some in our social for some stuff coming about Norwegian Prima live on board. Thank you so much, all. Have a great day. Make a difference.